Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is still George ONYIBE, and of course, reaching you from Orogodo, Delta State, the home of Emefiele, Agbo, Nigeria. I want to first of all appreciate the Almighty Creator who has kept us alive, who has sustained us in the midst of all these unwanted situations and circumstances. We survived because the last time I checked, we are still here and we will continue to survive. But life is not just about surviving, because it will then be characterized by struggling from one end to another. And so I am grateful to the Almighty Creator. This morning, I want to draw the attention to our people around the world, most especially those in Lagos, to be able to understand how most of these things function. We spend so many time pointing out atrocities. It's not taking us anywhere. The earlier we begin to point out solution and our people heed to this solution, the better for all of us. Yesterday, there were rumors, there were confirmed stories, there were information coming from Lagos regarding the demolition of some structures in Alaba International Market. Honestly, there is a lot to expect. There is a lot that will happen, but our people must know how to engage these issues. It is important that you understand certain rules this event are meant to play, and then guide yourself. Number one thing you must understand about this demolition is that this morning, a lot of people are going to come on social media. Let's look at it. A lot of Igbos will come on social media and they will tell you, we are being marginalized. We are not wanted in Nigeria. We must leave Nigeria. We must return home. Nigeria hates us. There must be referendum. My brother, you are right in all these things. But pause a little bit. It's over 60 years. We have been seeing the same thing. We are marginalized. We are oppressed. And so on and so forth. Without any form of plan to extricate ourselves from such precarious situation. That will not help you now. If you like, cry from here till Jericho. Cry from Costa Rica to Saudi Arabia. Complain and let Nnamdi Kanu follow and shout. Prophet have said it. It will not change anything. And so, the concerned Igbos who really want the progress of their people, time for lamentation is over. I'm not here to holistically analyze why those shops are demolished. But I want our people to learn something from there, to be able to develop a resistant spirit, so they can be able to continue, not just continuing for continuing sake, but having the ability to improvise, developing the defense mechanism that will enable them not to just survive in future, but live a harmonious life. But also is happening on a regular basis. And we do the same thing over and over. And then everything ends up the way it always ends up. I need you to know the expressions you are going to come out from. Whatever you want to claim, that is the truth. There is a market in Port Harcourt, generally known as Slaughter. It was dominated by Hausa people. The influence of Hausa people within that market became so great that they can control the community. They can do whatever they want to do. The rape, the kidnapping, the killing, the stealing, the robbery, everything going on in that market became unbearable. Many governors before Governor ONYIBE tried to stop activities of Hausa people in that market because it's almost a Hausa market. Slaughter market is almost 90% Hausa market. When Amechi tried, Chibuike Amechi, he was confronted and he moved back. But you see, when Governor ONYIBE came, he did not only use his political position, office, to remove that market from that place. He simply made it clear, whether anybody like it or not, this market must leave. Today, there is no single soul, no single person, not Awusa, not anybody on that land again. And the government may going to use it for something good, for the benefit of Rivers State indigene and those who live in Rivers State. But you see, if you ever think the Awusas accepted it in good faith, then think again. But when they see they couldn't get hold of it, they kept quiet. They moved back. They replan. They tried to issue some press communique to register their displeasure, because most of them actually bought the land where their shops are in that market. But what they will do next is not known to anybody. And I'm not going to tell you what they want to do next, because they were actually disposed from that property, but they are still around there. And that thing which the people fear to stop the market did not stop. It continued. What is the lesson to learn from there? The Igbos must be very careful. Because when you go to social media now, a cross-section of Igbo will be lamenting. This is what Nigeria is doing to us. This is what Yoruba is doing to us. They feel threatened. They are doing what they are doing. Of course, you have the right to say whatever you want to say. But if after saying you don't have a concrete plan on how to stop its further occurrence in the future, my brother, may God have mercy on you. And then a cross-section of Igbos will be on social media. They will support Nigeria for demolishing that market. They will support Sanwo-Olu for doing what he did. Because some have started already. They have given you quick notice for 6 years. You refuse to pack out. Now they have come and give you a quick notice of 1 hour and so on and so on. They will blame you. I just need you to watch the role social media is going to play. Because it is the Igbo that will come and complain, and it is the Igbo that will antagonize the Igbo. It has started already. And then you are going to have our Bini brothers, who have eventually become the voice, the tongue crier of Igbo people. They are going to rip off your emotion like Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, see what thing that they do, Igbo people. We talk and say, but Igbo people know the truth already now. Did you not notice that after the book of lamentation was written, the people stopped lamenting? And so when you finish reading it, you will feel bad. It will crush your spirit. You will go back and make the same mistake. Because most of you will be looking for leverage. Some are begging already. The federal government should, the state government should compensate us. We don't know where to start from. My brother, if it is to destroy you and compensate you, will make you happy. Don't worry, they will destroy you further, and that compensation money may not get to you. The same people who compensate you will hijack the money in the process. So when you finish crying for demolition, then you will cry that you didn't see that compensation money. I need you to be fully aware that on the social media today, Nnamdi Kanu followers will tell you, our prophet has said it, our prophet has prophesied it, Nnamdi Kanu has prophesied it, is it not happen? Serve Nigeria and come back and say, they are going to blame all of you. It's going to be a whole lot of blaming game. These are the things you should know. And now the Alaba International Market have union. And I understand your union office is also demolished. And if this be true, you see, the ability for you to properly governize yourself to do what is necessary may not be there. But you must survive. But you must look a way to overcome all these challenges. Not by propaganda. This time, not by hate speech. We have tried it over 10 years. It looks like he paid somewhere along the line. But you know, as you always know, divine providence, he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. And so with all the propaganda and the lies of Nnamdi Kanu, today there is nobody to blackmail. Today there is nobody to lie against. So what happened? They are now blackmailing themselves and lying against themselves. He who lives by the sword, die by the sword. And so that same weapon, Nnamdi Kanu, for instance, used to condemn everybody, destroyed everybody, manipulate everybody, will be the same instrument of his undoing. Now Nnamdi Kanu family are sacking Ejikume, Abiyoshokime. They are sacking Baristo Jofo. Then some group are sacking, they are sacking. But you won't understand what is playing out. Nnamdi Kanu is alive. He has sent many messages from DSS to his people to calm down, stop the killing in Igbo land. If he's not the one who is manipulating his bingos, let me tell you, he will call his brother to order. He will call his lawyers to order. He will call his mugus to order. But you see, he will not say a word. Because Nnamdi Kanu cannot thrive except he blackmail, except he cause confusion. He progresses in the midst of confusion. That is why anywhere Nnamdi Kanu follow, you must see confusion. Without confusion, he cannot prosper. Why am I saying this? It is the same thing, the same position you have found yourself. The undoing of the Igbo starts from the successful balkanization of the former Eastern region. Today, look at the former Eastern region. Look at the original Eastern region, because the last time I checked, it was the Northern region, the Western region, and the Eastern region. Before ever the creation of Middle Belt, Middle, Midwestern, Western Middle, Mid-Northern, Northern, it was just three. Look at how Eastern region have been left in disarray. Because men will not stand up transparently, sincerely to deal with issue. Somewhere along the line, somebody want to become relevant where they are not relevant. Just look at what we have become. Take a little example of what happened in the case of Emefiele. Go and look at Hausa and Yoruba. None of them is singing about the head of Emefiele. It is we. And watch also the platform, those who criticize, those who condemn, those who tell you what to do, who exposes your weakness. They are not our people. And somebody is going to call you and say, you see, Emefiele is a criminal. You should watch that person. It's not our people. During the victimization of Tinubu, I warned Emefiele. Tinubu can be anything. I'm not Tinubu fan, but I say what I know and what I believe is to be the truth with all sincerity. Tinubu was a governor of Lagos State. And if what he did in Lagos State, that any governor in the south or the southeast or the eastern region could exhibit such leadership quality to the betterment of his people, because Lagos is their land. As far as we are concerned today, nobody has come forth to claim it. Such a person, I cannot fault him. And even after many years, not governor of Lagos State, he still influenced Lagos. I warned Emefiele, this thing you are doing, you did not check people's lives that are involved. It will not favor you. Emefiele, wherever you are, try to find out what people go through. Maybe you will be begging God to spare your life. Today I will not come out and condemn you, Emefiele. Neither will I support you, Emefiele. Because you allow yourself to be used. Now you are being used. They have abandoned you. You couldn't break Tinubu. And I know there is no genuine Agbo person that will come out and be shouting, hey, they are killing Emefiele. Oh, go to Agbo, everywhere is calm. Because those who will truly help Emefiele, if they can, will not see anything now. They will enter underground and look for a way out. Why am I bringing it up? Our topic is simply the demolition of Alaba International Market. What we must know and what we must do. I need you to know that from this morning, Nnamdi Kanu and his followers are going to tell you every rubbish that will make you feel bad. But after feeling bad, do you think it's going to stop demolition of Igbo shop? Do you think every demolition of Igbo shop is targeted against the Igbos? Do you think in the process of demolishing this shop that there are people who are not Igbo that will be victimized alongside? And do you think that lamenting from January to December will stop this heinous crime against us as a people? My brother, we have lamented enough. Let's move to the next chapter of our Bible. The children of Israel lamented and lamented, and after all the whole, they moved on. Be wary of such people. Be careful of such people, because they are there already. What has been done has been done. What has happened. And now, what you should be thinking about is the next way forward. I need you to secondly observe on the social media. It is non-Igbo that will come and use Igbo to make money. Oh, Nigeria is suffering Igbo. Oh, just to, you will like it. You will like it. And the people who are doing that very well now, who have known how to tap from that resources, they are Benin people. That when I told you during obedient time, how come Benin people are campaigning for P2B more than Igbo people? Because the population of Benin people, if you divide it into 1,000, it's not up to, in fact, if you divide the population of Igbo people into 1,000, Benin is not up to a portion of it. And then how come 90% of social media warriors are from Benin? They were giving serious money to blow image of individuals out of proportion. But that does not, there is no any headway there. They now know how to do it. If he was roaming from France to Germany to Italy to everywhere, doing a corner, with the blood of Igbo people, he now have, what do you call it? This is the international passport. What do you call it again? Asylum visa. When are we going to get sense? They are going to tell you, this is who did it, this is evil, this is against us, this is rubbish, this is this one. Everything they said is true. But after saying it, what is their plan? And then you are going to have some set of intellectual, dishonest, money-driven Igbos. They will come on social media and tell you, yes, Igbo is good for them. We have warned them about the market. The building are distressed building. All these things will not help you. And Yoruba and Hausa will come and clap for them. They will send them star, send them like, send them diamond. They are all businessmen. But see, if all we are thinking as a people, if all we are thinking as Nigeria, if all we are thinking as Africa, if all we are thinking is how to gain temporarily from every situation and circumstance, without having that mindset to face reality once and for all, our suffering has just started. This is time for you to sit back and critically analyze. How do we put an end to this? This is time to re-strategize. How do we stop this thing? You map out a framework. You give yourself a space of 10 years. From one floor to another, you have meeting of liberation. You set up a liberation movement. And without saying a word, you will change your life all around you. And you will see, in the nearest future, life will be good for everyone. The Israel sometimes control the world, and they still do control the world today economically. How did they get there? They were so wealthy that, in fact, the world began to envy them. And I've said this some time ago. I have a lineage who served the Jewish people for a very long time. In fact, our service to the Jewish family ended the time the Israelis were asked to leave Nigeria alongside with Ghana. I think that should be by President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Muhammadu Buhari. And my mother told me that their mother-in-law, their father-in-law who have died, has placed their mother-in-law, which is my grandmother, under oath. That if he died in that service, or at any particular time that those Israel want to return to their land, that they should end the service. That was how we returned home after only God knows for how long we have been with those Israel family. Why am I bringing it up? They structure their business strategy in such a way that every money that comes into them revolves around them. When an Israel man wants to buy pure water, and the closest Israel man selling pure water is in Kano, and he is in Anambra, he will do everything possible to go to Anambra and buy that water. He won't go anywhere, except there is no Israel selling pure water. And when that happens, they start doing their own pure water. Today, economically, you cannot break them. I need you to take a look at the statistic of the wealthiest people. If they are not pure Jewish or Hebrew, he said that Jewish American or Hebrew America, very confusion everywhere. Jewish America, Jewish Arabian, Jewish Nigerian, Jewish everywhere, Jewish. You must see that blood running in there because they have this kind of system. incorporated into the way of their life, you can't break the chain. You can't break the chain. Have we not advanced enough as a people to create such a cycle within our business arena, considering that the fact that that is the only way we have at the moment to survive in Nigeria? But you see, some of you are going to spend money to lobby. Peradventure, when that place is rebuilt, you will get some money. They will give you, reallocate to you. You still become relevant there. But your former state before demolition will be better than the one you want to enter. Because if the place is loaned out to China, and China is going to build, honestly, a world standard international market, you will come and hire it, and you will still come on TV and tell us how happy you are. International market has improved, but you have been reduced. You have been relegated to the background. And you see, for the Yoruba, that is the best thing for them to do. Partner with people bigger than them, so their land will be better than them. But most of you will spend your energy trying to be relevant. We've seen it happen many places. You won't reason in that direction. You still want to remain there. They will control you. And you will control the masses. When they ask you to pay 20 million, you pay them. And then you will add that 20 million to the goods you are selling. You will suffer the masses. And now the masses does not know that somebody is actually manipulating you to put that hardship on them. They will blame you for it. Just take example from drivers. When a driver goes to buy fuel, he notices the fuel price has increased. Because they need to work, they will buy, if you like, say 1 million. The moment they're able to get the fuel and hit the road, who pays the price? It is the passengers. Now, the passengers did not know what the driver went through to buy that fuel. The passengers from morning till night will rain curse on the driver and conductor. But you see, God don't answer that kind of prayer. It's just that the conductors and drivers, their spirit will be, they will feel bad. They will be insulted. But that problem is not of their making. They are only trying to survive. But not until they get to a stage and say, we will not buy fuel. Let everybody feel the pain together. And then finally you will see, we will know where our problem is coming from. This is the beginning of a new dispensation. A new government is in power. It's going to be unfair for us to begin to analyze that someone is victimizing or someone has come. But all of them have their election manifests. They have agenda. They have what they want to do. And they must do it. Except something otherwise happened. And so where is the way forward to stop this demolition? It's happening everywhere. They can demolish anywhere. It's happening everywhere. Only few people can put up resistance. And it depends on how secure your place is. I'm very sure that in the whole of Southeast, you cannot chase Hausa Ruga anywhere. They are doing their Ruga in many areas that they are not supposed to be there. You cannot chase them away. They will tell you they bought it. They have C of O. They will bring it from Abuja. You can't do anything. Ask us your Carlo now, or you've forgotten or Lock Panther. But you didn't reason that way. Most of you bought that property in Alaba International Market. But I'm sure you don't have C of O. Now, I'm not trying to make everybody feel biased. Would I look at the issue of Adamu Farouk, Kunle, and the rest of them? But we have been saying this thing now for more than 15 years. And your father and my father know this thing for more than 60 years. The only thing that we have not uttered, that is what you call liberation. Liberation is the art of freeing one. You can be physically liberated, politically liberated, physically and spiritually liberated. It's a way of being released in your thoughts. You free yourself When you are a slave mentally, you think along the same line your colonial master wants you to think. That is what we have been doing all this time. The question, the issue, or what to do now is how do you stop this? How do you stop this? You almost left at a dead end. Our people are almost left at a dead end. But our life in Nigeria cannot continue like this. The life of Nigerians cannot continue like this. Because out of one politician or political leader trying to undermine his political opponent, they suffer the people of Nigeria. But we pay the brunt the more. But we are not seeing it. This is not the time for propaganda. This is not the time to beg anybody. This is not the time for lamentation. This is the time to prefer, to look for solution once and for all. We are in great trouble. We are in serious trouble. But our people don't know. I listened to a brother yesterday, and he said something. All this gra-gra we are doing, all this gra-gra, you see now the kind of unknown government doing. You people don't know the real thing. And he said, if the source of food, in fact, we as a region cannot feed ourselves. The eastern region cannot feed themselves. I know most of you are not thinking about it. Most of you are still eating foreign rice. Most of you eat spaghetti and indomie from January to December. You go to eatery. Some eatery have the capacity to serve 10,000 meal a day because you have the money. But who is in charge of noodle? Who is in charge of Maggi? Who is in charge of salt? Who is in charge of flour mill? Okay, let's leave that side. How many of us farm? How many of us farm? Can our gari feed us? That is why in most cases, when Nnamdi Kanu was preparing for war, we warned him. Just look at the generation of 1960, 1967. They were peasant farmer. They farm excess that cassava was being exported. But yet, within 3 years, millions were starved to death. They didn't die by AK-47 or grenade. Hunger and starvation. Compare their population then. Compare our population now. And then look into farming. You will see that over 85% of our people are not farming anymore. Why? Because we've not planned further. We focus on one direction. And once they stop it, we are going to suffer greatly. And meanwhile, the people we say they don't have sense are going to the grassroots to mobilize their people, move them forward through their religious body. And our own religious body are living large and enjoying. They cannot prepare the next generation to survive and emerge as a winner. When they go to their mosque, they tell them what to do. As a child, within my community, I used to see native cow, Efibo, as the case may be. I'm telling you as we speak. It's only in few communities you can see our native cow. And some of these communities are in Edo State. The real local cow, our own local cow. What happened to them? Did Hausa kill our cow? I don't believe so. With market strategy, they frustrated our own out. Hausa have people who take care of their cow, make them to reproduce faster by every means necessary. They flood it with the market in the market and make it cheaper. We couldn't take time to study our cow and make them more productive. We abandon it. Today it's almost extinct. Do you know recently I went to sort for our own local pig? We traveled more than 13 villages within Edo and Delta State before we could find our local pig. I'm not talking of a Greek pig, because I needed to build a pig farm. It's the next project I'm working on. But it's not going to be a Greek pig, because there is a great difference between both of them. I said we traveled more than 13 villages. When we get to this village, say, you know, they again. Our king don't pursue them. You go to next village, you know, they again. They cause accident for road. You know, they again. They cause dirty well. So that animal is almost going into extinct. Now, the only thing we have is goats and fowl. But I need you to check around your communities. You will see Hausa youth. They are hawking chicken now. And with the speed they are coming, in less than 10 years, our fowl, chicken, birds will all be gone. You will call your noila, your broiler, your turkey, you will call them Hausa fowl. Is that marginalization? Is that oppression? These are advanced business strategy that we know nothing about yet. We have been dealing with the initial stage, the method in inception. But it's no longer working as it should be. When are we going to begin to sponsor farmers? When are we going to begin to sponsor farmers? When are we going to go down to economic grassroots of our region and make it work? When? Okay, I forgot. Nigeria will stop us. Why don't we do that until we get to that stage? These are the things we should do. The greatest challenge we have when it comes to agriculture or farming sector, our farmers don't have market for their product. I'm a farmer. As I speak to you this year, most of you cannot work on my farm. It's a very large portion of land, hectares of land. But do you know, as I'm speaking to you, with my capacity, I can't even harvest the okra. I tried it the first time this year. Before I finished cutting the okra completely, another set because every three days, the okra is just pumping out. I do not have the market to sell it. I got fed up. And before I transport it from the farm to the market, it has lost its value. As I'm talking to you now, my egusi is due for extraction. I have not even done it. I just succeeded in selling the corns. But I have 50% of it dried up. And this is because we'll use it for akamu and agidi in future, if I can preserve it. And then it's to focus on the cassava now. Now, my challenge is no market. When are we going to create this market? When our Wasa go plug orange from all our community, they have a market to sell it. When are we going to begin to think about those directions? We used to plant tomatoes, and when are we going to start? You see, this is our method, this is our pattern of business. It has been studied already. And the weakness is known to everybody. And they will know how to put stud for you anytime. That is competitive business. Everybody wants to be the best. And so maybe it is time to upgrade. That is what we should do. There is need for you to think home. There is need for you to review what is going on. There is need for you to tell yourself the truth. My major concern now this morning is the propaganda, the lie that will come from there. So we tell, oh, it's Tinubu, oh, it's Gowon, oh, if a lie, let it be anybody. When do these things end? When will all these things end? We struggle to hold on to something that don't want us. How long will this thing continue? And get ready. A lot of lies are going to come from social media. Some platforms are going to cry for you, oh Igbo, oh that they are killing Igbo. Cry more than they believe. That is to reap your emotion. 100 likes, 20 million followers, 1 million followers. But that is what they want. And then some Igbo, to be relevant in Tinubu government, they will condemn their brother. Our people know they hear word. They don't tell them to pack out from there 14 years ago. Our people know they hear word. That is what you are going to get. But after all these things, how do you prevent it? How do you prevent it? This journey is a long one. Oh. You see the level of damage done to the eastern region. It's a very huge one. Oh. And I can tell you, if we do not look deep down, we have a long way to go. And anybody at the moment using his or her brother for leverage, thinking he's going to enjoy it in the future, you are making a mistake. Because that future you will never see. That future will elude you and your family. Some will tell you, I'm comfortable in America, I'm okay with my family, we are doing great and we are doing good. My guy, you don't have sense. You don't have sense. I wish America will tell you, I'm comfortable in Nigeria, I'm not going to here. Do you know that Clifford, Maforsen, all these people who created Nigeria, do you know it was recently their children left Nigeria? They stamped to collect every collectible, and when the collectible was coming without their effort, that is when they left. What are they coming to do here? You think they enjoy being here? So why would they say, oh, we love the way we are? My brother, the greatest problem of a black man is that they do not remember their roots. They don't remember their roots. The greatest problem of the black man. The greatest problem. They don't remember their roots. And when you talk about go back to your roots, some people will begin to do Odieshi, Arose, Ainefinka, Nemenka. For a race, a people to finally agree, now we are African America. Who told you you are America? A Namibia slave in America, a Nigerian slave in America, a Ghanaian, Botswana, Zimbabwe slave in America. And I tell you, know, I am an African American. Who told you? Who told you? Who told you that you are American African? You are African. Who told you? We don't have respect for our roots. Well, some things most of you are doing, you will not do it. If you will not even think about it. Cross your leg. Yes, we are comfortable here. What other people labored and built. What other people suffered and built. You are comfortable. We can die here. I know how many people who have pleaded with me. Leave that country. Leave that country. I can give you name of 3 popular people you know. If I have agreed, I won't be here today. But what I can achieve here in Nigeria, I can achieve it anywhere in the world. The difference is, the government of where you are comfortable gives you electricity, and I have to buy fuel to run my generator. The difference is, you have health facility at your disposal. Now, if God did not have mercy on you, your son fell sick at night. If you don't have first aid box in your cloth, you will know in your box, you will see what the problem is. I know many homes who have lost their infants, their babies, just because of convulsion. And what is convulsion? When baby temperature overheats, without the knowledge of the mother, and no medicine, no procedure to calm down that running temperature, that baby have convulsion, and if not properly taken care of, it will die. Do you know how many baby that dies of convulsion every night? So we have a long way to go. Our people in Lagos must not allow themselves to be distracted by propaganda. Our people in Lagos must look at what has happened and reason, think very well. Find out what is this Lagos state government want. Go back and put it on drawing board and reevaluate it. Understand what the outcome will be in the next 10 years to come. Find out what is behind it. Are they demolishing it truly because they want to demolish it, or this is a way of victimization? You find out, not through propaganda or blackmail, and find out how can we prevent it from occurring. What I do in life is not influenced by what people see or do, but I consider the challenges I go and I decide my next step. Too much lie in the system. Too much lie in the system. The Igbos must stop falling for them. They want you to cry. They want you to lament. Don't do that. Take for instance, before the demolition started yesterday, some social media touts, criminals, have started posting fake video of demolition of Alaba International Market. They were posting it, carrying old video, just like, now the Kano pattern now, publishing it. Now that it has happened, they will tell you, I've been saying the truth. You say it's false news. No problem. Whatever anybody want to do, let them do it. But whatever you have to do to survive is not social media platform. Our home need to be rebuilt. Those of you outside your home, think home, think home, think home. If you have ONYIBE friend, bring your ONYIBE friend. Come to that your house you left shining. You'll be ashamed of yourself. Because your village you left maybe 20 years ago, it's worse than, in fact, you will not believe how bad it has become. Most of you, when you manage to sneak in, you go to pit toilet in your compound, and you come out and tell me you are comfortable where you are. Because you don't have sense. Think home, think home, think home. Think home. God give man two things. God give human being two things. He gives you life and he gives you land. Land is so important that even in a case of murder, the only item that is accepted as compensation to equate life is land. And some of you are, what do I need land for? I have enough land here. Well, it's not your land. God created Adam and Eve. He didn't throw them inside the river. He gave them a garden. He gave them a land. When he called out Abraham and asked him to leave his family so he can do something new in his life, he didn't give, he promised him land. He didn't promise him money. Those ones were Jara. He gave him land. When they left Egypt, he didn't throw them in the air and scatter them. He gave them land. And to break these people, that land was taken from them. And these people knew that to come back, they need to get this land back. And that is why today, the state of Israel was restored. After being erased from the map of the world, they made a comeback. And not only did they make a comeback, Tel Aviv was removed from being the capital and Jerusalem re-established as the capital till today. They understand the importance of that land. And you don't value your land. You are toiling with your land. You are toiling with your land. You are the one that has smallest portion of land. You are toiling with it. We have this talent. But you see, orientation is not there. Mobilization is not there. Indoctrination is not there. Formally equipping our people is not there. He said that a man of God may be thoroughly equipped. Our people need to be thoroughly equipped. Any empire built on propaganda and lie must crush. Just taking Nnamdi Kanu as a case study. When their new son, Barrister Ezekiel Abioyo, took over leadership of IPOB, I pity the man. I pity him. And if he does not disassociate from him, they will rubbish him and reduce him to a charge and bail lawyer. He thought he's dealing with human being. These are people who reason from their anus. Don't let them influence what you will do. And so I encourage you, chairman of Alaba International Market, it will not end here. People in Ali Balogu will do mortar. All of you in Ebute Meta, my 12, wherever you are, get ready. Not get ready to hit, not get ready to lie, no, develop defense mechanism. Begin to think out of the box because you have been bossed already. But what will I say now? Without you looking for how to put an end to this thing, what do we see? Nigeria has gone past this level that we are. Most of the demolition is not actually meant to develop the place. It is meant to victimize certain individuals. We have records abound. But I'm sure Dubai is not doing like that. I'm sure China did not do like that. And I'm sure Japan is not doing that. And I'm sure America is not doing that. There's a man I work for. He's an Anambra man. He's from Efitedunu. He built an estate where I have to do 1 or 2 jobs for him. And when I saw the quality of that estate, I was like, but sir, you really spent money here. Because everything was standard. He looked at me and told me, he said, you see, the problem we have in Nigeria is that we just build house as if we want to rebuild it. He said, do you know I have a story building in America, somewhere in Chicago? He said, that building, as of the time I bought it, was 100 years old. He bought a 100 years old building in America. And he said, if you see that building and they tell you it was built 3 months ago, you will not doubt it. He said, that is the standard I want. So what am I saying? With the level of intellectual people we have around, we are still demolishing, destroying, but we know the truth. A lot of people's source of livelihood will be taken from this action. And in case you think this is the end, you will be joking. Many more will come. But let the Nigerian next generation understand that they are the ones suffering it. I do not blame the Yorubas. Their father laid foundation for them, protecting their interests more than any other. I don't blame Hausa Fulani anymore because their fathers laid the foundation for them, protecting their interests more than any other. And what did our father do? They protecting our interest? What did they do? Which foundation did they lay? And that's when they say, oh, he said, Mefelena Igbo man. Check who is asking this question. He's a Yoruba person. I thought Mefele is from South. Why are they saying he's Igbo man? An Igbo man was happy. I say, Ataya. So you agree South is not Igbo. The same way most of you will say, they say it's Igbo Kub, but Chukuma is not Igbo. Is that the foundation you lay for us? And when they know we can't tell ourselves the truth, when they know we are not serious with ourselves, why wouldn't they use our head to part of Makasa? Just tell me, why wouldn't they use our head to part to Makasa? There is need for liberation movement. But let God help us to do it in love. Let God help us to carry these activities transparently. Let God help us to think home. Do it with love and for the genuine reason. So the people who want to do propaganda, continue. Now they cannot tout. Continue. Come and tell them, oh, Yoruba hate Igbo, Yoruba want to kill Igbo. Just read what has happened since 2014 to today. Just look at it now, the Kano case study, and understand why we need to re-strategize. Social media is going to say rubbish. They are going to deceive you. They are going to lie. And anytime you absorb lie into truth, that system will destroy. Anytime you absorb lie into truth, that truth is destroyed. I don't know if I've been able to pass my message this morning. Understand what they are going to do, what they are going to say. Understand how they are going to engage you. Ndị Igbo don't feel biased. Ndị Igbo don't feel bad. Ndị Igbo see it as a challenge, and you will overcome. I was explaining to my spiritual father sometime as a young Christian, and I said, I have a problem. Sir, I have a problem. He said, hey, hold it there. You don't have a problem. Change that words. You have a challenge. You have a challenge. Don't say you have a problem. I said, okay, thank you, sir. I have a challenge. Because it's a challenge called for contest. Not until you are beaten, you don't submit to it. Challenge your challenger. But when you say you have a problem, it shows, implies you have failed already. You have accepted that failure already. We have a challenge. We must look for a way to conquer. We don't have a problem. Are we ready to face this task, this challenge? Because if we don't, look for how to harmonize the whole process in our favor. Begin to dance sentimentally. Most of you, your children will not come home. Most of you, your children will not, of course, you don't value your home. How will you think or ever consider that your home will be the last safe haven for them in the nearest future? You think Africa is going to remain on her knee? The world is changing. The world is changing. Tables are turning around. And maybe when you want to come home then, you will not have a home to come. Those of you who protecting our homes, I thank all of you. Those of you who stay home to protect your home, I thank all of you. And those of you who went out in search of greener pasture, I pray for God's protection over your life. But do more than that. Think home. Think home. I cannot open up everything for you here, because this is not where it's supposed to be. We need to organize seminar for our people. We need to enlighten our people, because the platform we run currently is where Nnamdi Kanu and his people cause nuisance. I know most of them must have been here now. Let me see if they are here. I have a king of the game. He said the market was marked for demolition since 2016. Anambra is also demolishing shops too. Yes, king of the game. You are right. And if you notice what I'm trying to point our people to, the Nnamdi Kanu followers and other touts will begin to tell Igbo people, Yoruba hate you, Yoruba hate you. But I know the relationship between Igbo and Yoruba. But demolition of this shop is not about hating anybody. It's about a people thinking or deciding what they think is best for their people. A lot of people who are victims of this demolition has actually confessed. One of them online said, this market was, we understand that they have asked us to evacuate this property before we even bought it. So somebody sold it for them when they know that that place was to be demolished. I'm fully aware of that. There is a plot of land, some plot of land around the Odele roundabout in Port Harcourt. If you go to that golf estate as is now, if you see the mansions they are building there, and I work with one surveyor, and as we were driving past there, the surveyor said, do you see all this property, all this building you are seeing? He said they all belong, that land belong to the state government. He said, but these people buying this property know that that land belongs to the state government, but yet they go ahead to buy it. He said, it's been more than 30 years now. No state governor have said anything about that land. He said, the day now one governor will come and say they need that land, you will begin to hear different complaints. Because people were still building and building, and that is how most of us behave. I'm only telling them, if they like, let them cry from here till tomorrow. It's not going to change anything. I'm fully aware they were given notice to leave there. In as much as I hate everybody that has not done well, it's what I know you do that will judge you from. If you observe me, I'm not challenging Tinubu, not because he's an angel. Because the record of Tinubu I have is simple. He governed Lagos State. He took Lagos State to another height. I spent 11 years in Lagos. In fact, I started from a larger Barega till I own a property in Agopaleswe, Okota Akpeno Street. So I know Lagos before Tinubu came, and I know Lagos after Tinubu left. And his influence has made other governors who come before him to continue on that toe of progressive Lagos. Our own governor should do that. King of the game, you were analyzing how many billion was given to Delta State as allocation. And it shocked me. And sometimes Okowa would need to be called and questioned. But at least our people know the amount of money that was given to Delta State. Ibori and Uduaga and all of them need to be called and questioned because they are our problem. And people like Nnamdi Kanu will not allow us to see road. If it were to be before, when our people was not tried and tested, I will tell you, oh, Tinubu hate Yoruba, Yoruba hate Igbo. Let them hate us. Can't we use our sense? Let me see who is there. I have Igwe William. He say, good morning, Mr. George ONYIBE. This your speech has begun to annoy me because it makes me scared and feel irrelevant. Your speech is about to kill our strength for Biafra. Still, I cannot stop. I cannot stop. Sorry. He say, because you and them is not in the same direction. War leaders, farm has nothing in common. And he say, what farming? Tell us what you want us to do to be liberated from predicament. Tell us the truth you know and forget more about criticism. Please tell us things that telling you here home. I love what you are doing, but leave Nnamdi Kanu, Simeon Ekpa, and okay, it's quite a long one. Igwe Williams, thank you. I see sense of humanity in you, and I understand what you are saying. You see, the criticism is part of the process. My brother Williams, the criticism is part of the problem. Because this is the only way we can separate the evil people from among the good people. When Nnamdi Kanu turned rogue, we begged him. We were patient with him. We thought he will change. For 4 years, we suffered humiliation in the hand of Nnamdi Kanu just to make him see the truth. But he was planning to rubbish us. But how can we come out now? Because I'm a reverend, I will not say, you see, the Lord say, the Lord say. I know who the Lord is. The Lord was angry and he destroyed the world with water. This is God. It's not about criticism. When you do bad, you say you do bad. When you do good, you say you do. Don't let your power faint. Take the one that is applicable to you and leave the rest. If I don't do this now, Simeon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu and other social media touts will come and ratomatize the brain of ordinary Igbo man who want to be pampered. Because we want CNN, we want Al Jazeera, we want Amnesty International to come out and condemn the demolition of the shop. After condemning, will they rebuild it? When over 10 million Igbos die in the name of Biafra, did anybody show remorse for that death till today? Why? Is it because it cannot be acknowledged? Because somewhere along the line, you have mad people like Nnamdi Kanu come out and spoil the whole dish. So this morning I have to come and discuss this issue, because the next thing you will see now is, oh, they are hating Igbo people. We know already. How do we stop this hate? How do we stop this hate? Check yourself. If you are wearing slippers, go and toast a particular girl. She will not take you serious. And then go and look for a decent shoe and wear. You will understand what is influence. Our people should not put their energy to analyze that propaganda. Not until propaganda stop. I cannot leave that criminal alone. Now the Kanu is a criminal. Ask him. He take me to 2 shrines to take oath to defend our people. And so, don't you know, when you see people doing bad and you keep quiet, you become an accomplice? So I understand what you are saying. My duty here is to lead our people back home. And I'm going to do it. But you see, most of the things are going to come in a coded way. So before this criminal know what is happening, we have liberated our people. And if what I say break your spirit, my brother, please, don't let that be so. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. I'm only telling you what is happening. The greatest weapon of our undoing is the neutralization of the eastern region. And how did we get there? Some people throw lies for us, blow propaganda, and we carry it on. How many ethnic nationality do we have in the north? How many ethnic nationality do we have in the west? How many ethnic nationality do we have in the east? And why is it that in over how many years of independence, the east have been divided into different regions, which are lies? Maybe you will understand. And yet, we are still seeing ourselves as different people. Because the foundation is not there. Do you know the Abo man in Edo State now think I am different from them because I'm Abo man in Delta State? Do you know the ONYIBE man in River State now, who is the same father and mother with ONYIBE man in Imo State? Think that one is Niger Delta, one is Delta Niger, South, South and Southeast. How do you relate it? The foundation was not there. What covered the foundation that was digged by our ancestors before us? It was allowing criminals to have root in our land. Don't feel bad. I see your feeling. I see your sincerity. And I'm sorry if I break your heart. But let's say this truth. When ONYIBE in River State now do something, or something happened to him, somebody from Imo State will say, don't mind them, they are South people. But I'm sure that person did not know that ONYIBE in River State and ONYIBE in Imo State are 2 sons of the same man. Now today, one of them is South and the other is Southeast. If Igbo can be this divide and they accept it, is it the unification of Ibibio, Efik, Anam, Igala, Idoma that they are going to work hard to bring together? When the Igbos have accepted that they are not Igbos. Understand, this goes beyond Tinubu now. The level I am goes beyond Nnamdi Kanu. But Nnamdi Kanu, with all the information at his disposal, use us to make money until he stop making money, until he changes. He just enter one chance. Nnamdi Kanu and his criminal gang put themselves for one chance. And Williams, did you not hear Simeon Ekpa talking about George ONYIBE? I saw the broadcast and it's in my YouTube. Simeon Ekpa made a broadcast. I don't used to talk to him like other idiots. He made a broadcast and was telling the whole world, come and see. George ONYIBE. Did you not listen to that broadcast? And my town people called me and said, look at this. We want you to respond to it. And I did. Because that money that was actually contributed was not given to me. It was given to one Chimobi from an Imo state who is in Obaru. And it was a brother called Ruby Matu that was spending the money. I was only a medium. It was Ruby Matu who was collecting money from Chimobi to do Chimobi, the man, to renovate their house. And some money was sent to Chimobi's elder sister. And along the line, Nnamdi Kanu, the criminal, understand we were renovating Chimobi's house. He told Chike Doziem to stop me from doing that, so it will not cause problem. I thought he was making sense. Then I should send the whole money to Nenayanya. Today, idiot Simeon Ekpa is telling you, so if I don't have mouth, not determined to obey the oath Nnamdi Kanu gave me to. So today I will be doing so that people like me. I see sincerity in what you say. And if I hurt you, please see how to absorb it. It's going to come once in a while. It's going to come once in a while. I understand the implication there. But every word I have spoken, I will not change any of them. Because they are the truth. Criticism is supposed to create a platform for competition. When we say, Awusa no get sense, Awusa no get sense, Awusa no get sense, Awusa, we shouted it for decades. Today, come and tell me Awusa no get sense. Let me see whether you have sense. So let them say, Igbo don't have sense, Igbo don't have sense. Maybe we'll begin to get sense very soon. Somebody will stand up, they will bring the person down. Somebody will stand up, they will bring the person down. Where will that lead us to? I'm sure you have not taken time to evaluate the level of damage done by Nnamdi Kanu and all these Otapia freedom fighters. I'm sure you have not checked it. Let me see if there is any other one there. And of course, I'm taking time to look at what Igwe said because it's touching. But those criminals, Nnamdi Kanu, Igodomi Godo, Agadami Gada, Ada Highway, all of them, may God have mercy on them. And of course, Nnamdi Kanu touts are not here. Somebody who pay people to blackmail somebody just to remain relevant. Nnamdi Kanu tore around the whole southeast and south collecting money from all the governors. That is collect the money, heap it in Kenya, build mansion there, live large around the world, even driving private jet, freedom fighter, doing selfie on Facebook. And when we called him to order, he built unknown gunmen. He sold their military uniform in Aba, buy boot for them, begin to kill Igbo police and Igbo army, collect their gun, destroy family. And then open, what do you call this radio? IPOB community radio. What did they call it? And then we want to tell you that we are the bad people. How many months did they spend? I gave them 6 months without talking to them. That 6 months they were destroying me. George ONYIBE exposed season 1. Go and ask that Linton, that idiot that take somebody's wife and bring back to Nigeria and doing Biafra. That idiot that is pretending to be telling you people truth. Ask Darlington, where is the money somebody from Delta State, a high influential person, I won't call the name, where is the money they gave you to give Nnamdi Kanu? He ate it. These are holy people, mad people everywhere. Just pray Nnamdi Kanu should come out if they release him and shut up. Because the disgrace he's going to receive is going to be first class. What a low-life criminal. By now, we are supposed to spend time empowering our people. Now, what are we doing? We are trying to renovate the hopelessness of Nnamdi Kanu. Are you proud to say you are a Biafran? If not for the sacrifice of our fallen heroes that drives us, can you say the shenanigan introduced by this tout is what moves you to join the struggle? Be sincere now, Williams. Be sincere. Until they change, criticism will continue. And of course, Chinas and Woru, another idiot, they are not paying their social media warrior to come and curse me. Maybe they will come later. So those of you who contributed, I'm happy. But understand, because I said something does not mean it's the best thing, it's the right thing. That is how it's supposed to be. Like the way you did Igwe Williams. I will go back and review everything you have said. And maybe I can call you and have a chat with you. Maybe you are in the position to advise me, because you sound like a human being. And honestly, I'm proud of you. And of course, king of the game, you are not a new person here. You focus on one area and one area alone. Let's stop hopelessness. Let's stop stupidity. Let's stop sheepishness. Let's be realistic. Let's work things out. Arithmetic progression. I don't have issue with you. Look at your comment there. It is simple. But if you have not said it and now giving me time to, present it further, most people did not know they have given them quick notice. And somebody even said that before he bought one of those shopping mall, that he later found out that they have given them quick notice. That is how many years ago. So another man know they asked them to live here. Another man know they want to live here. And then another man is selling it, victimizing his own brother. This having been said, I will bring the broadcast to an end, but I've only encouraged you, please, when they are saying what they are saying as Easterners, please use wisdom and follow it. Those of you who control Alaba International Market and other Igbo-dominated market across Nigeria, this is the time for you to think about the way forward. This is the time for you to up your game. This will not end, but at least it's a way to begin. I encourage you, let us look for solution. Let us not soar on the wings of propaganda. Because soon they say, oh, they are marginalizing us. Oh, they are... Go and look at how much they are giving to Delta State. Go and look at it. I'll sign off from here. Other than the kind of followers, where you come in, you curse me. Benedictions do us in Sakula. Ndewono.